Oh, and I didn't turn my other light off. We will see. And hopefully they should be able to hear. Hello? 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 Chat room. Can you hear us? You hear me? Okay. The main thing is, can you hear the other two? That would be the main thing. You see me? Good. Excellent. That's positive. Sorry, I forgot to turn my other light off, but you know what? I'm not moving now. Normally I've got a fluoro light. You guys know what a fluoro light is? It's the big, long, skinny, fluorescent lights.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I have one of those right above my head, and normally I have that turned off when I'm doing the show, so it's just that little bit darker. But you know what?
It just makes you glowy.
Mm-hmm. It does. Can you not hear? Hey.
Ooh,
Hey,
Zort's coming in with all the emotes.
All right.
Hopefully they can hear us.
I know. Fez saying she can't hear us. Okay. Can hear? Yep. It's probably because I haven't said very much. That's okay. Phew, God, jeez. Chat room, you're giving me
quiet.
Giving me heart failure. Oh my God. It's always one of those things because, you know, I'm not an audio person. So every time there's an audio issue, like, Lita just goes into meltdown because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I love seeing, look at all the emotes. That looks so cool. Thanks, guys. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And thanks for hanging out. Should be a good show. Absolutely. I've got two fabulous people with me. What more could I want? So happy.
Aw.
So happy. Alright, I don't know why the website's not streaming. Alminia, why is the website not saying that we're streaming? That's alright. I know he's changing things around. So for those, obviously, Iron Elites have got a little heads up in what's going on with the new website. So yeah, very
He is
exciting.
doing an awesome job.
He is doing lots of work. So there's a fair bit of formatting and restructuring and stuff. So as I said, he is our little what would you say, WordPress guru. So we appreciate that greatly, which is good. Okay, so what I want to test, actually I'm just gonna test, because you guys could hear this, but the chat room couldn't. So I'm going to test this one. Let's just test the chit chat. See, chat room, tell me if you guys can hear this one. Where's my... I love that. That's awesome. I bet they're going to say no, can't hear it. Nothing. Nope. Okay. I don't
well,
know
then
why.
I hope I do Zort's part.
Yeah, that was Zort's. That was your chit chat one. As I said, I've got it here. I just don't know why it's not coming through. So it's one of those things that I'm really not sure about. So but anyway, it is all good. We will go on the fly. What is it? What's the saying? Make it up on the fly. Yeah, that will
That'll work.
Yeah, we just make it work. We'll make it work. All right. So, has everyone got their coffee or favorite beverage ready? Wing it. Thank you, Nobby. That's a good way to say it. Winging it. That is good. I like that.
No, I want wings.
Wings.
I'll take
Buffalo.
wings.
Okay, what wings though? Is it buffalo wings? Is it like spicy chicken wings? Is it like... What other wings are there?
Garlic parmesan.
Oh, never had them.
Oh, so good. And I'm allergic to peppers, so it's about all I can have.
Peppers would be, yeah. Now, hang on. Peppers for you is like not chili. Is it chili peppers for you or like a capsicum for me?
Capsaicin, so pretty
Okay.
much anything with the spice,
Okay.
which is really sad.
Yeah, I can't do chili. I can't do spice. So silly body is silly.
So see, you would love garlic parmesan.
I love Parmesan. I really miss one of my favorite meal. I think my all-time favorite meal is like chicken parmigiana, and I love it smothered in Parmesan cheese, like just yum 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 yum.
Yes, please.
So good. But yeah, my family's not a lover of it, so whenever we go out and I'm like, does anyone gonna get a chicken parmesan? And they're all like, nah, we want a steak, or we want wings, or we want, and I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Can we just enjoy the irony for a second that Periton is our guest, and within 2 hot seconds, it's already become a food stream? Come happy and leave hungry.
Right? I get blamed for everything. See, it's
That's not a blame. That's a compliment.
That's-
It's
Yeah.
food. Love food.
It's good. Food is good.
What food do we not love?
Food is the universal. Honestly, it really is, isn't it? It's just, there is nothing better as a baker. Okay, let me say this. As a person who loves to bake and loves to cook, there is nothing better than putting a plate of food in front of my family and they all shut up. Like they just
Seriously.
devouring, and as opposed to when I put a plate in front and they're kind of like, yeah, it's not your best work, and I'm like, okay, all right, thanks guys, thanks, okay, feedback appreciated.
Right. Or they ask for seconds and you're like, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I made what did I make yesterday? No, Friday I made date loaf and triple chocolate brownies, and there is less than half of the date loaf left and no brownies. So
They
that's
looked so good.
in 2
they
days.
really did.
In 2 days. And I made mini chocolate cupcakes yesterday. So there's still some of those in the fridge, but I've got to ice a cake as soon as we finish that, because my nephew's deciding to fly back today, not tomorrow, which is fantastic.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I'm making a cake for his birthday, which was a couple of days ago, but he's been up north visiting my brother, his dad, and had his birthday up there. So as tradition is in my family, if you're in my house and it's your birthday, you normally get a cake. So
Or a trifle. Or a trifle.
yes, yeah, my sister didn't want a cake. She said, I don't want a cake. Can you make me a trifle? So I went, okay, what do you want in it? She said jelly, Freddo frogs, cake, cream, peaches, blueberry. Okay, all right. So I did
I
what
can't
she
believe
wanted.
you pulled all that together.
I did what exactly. There is none left. There is none left. And I made a massive, like this massive bowl. So, yeah.
It looked fabulous.
All right. It is that time. You guys, you ready for a show?
I'm ready. Sure. am.
Ready.
Excellent. All right. Ready, chat room? Let's do this. Here we go. And do it.
Iron Man. Bloodthirsty.
Pacifist.
You're listening to the WoW Challenges podcast, the home of the Iron Man Challenge.
Hello and welcome to the WoW Challenges podcast. This is episode 183. Today is Saturday, September 14th, 2019. I'm your host, Lita, and joining me this week as my co-host is Chris. How are you, sweetheart?
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
I'm fabulous, thank you.
Excellent. Of course you are. You're always fabulous. But thank you so much for joining me this week. Really appreciate it. And I must admit that I am super happy. Not only have I got you on this week, but we managed to wangle someone else, which I'm super thrilled that one, he said yes. So thank you. And two, I know it's crazy early time for you, Periton, but everyone, Periton is in the house. Yay!
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here as always. So thank you for very much having me.
Oh, you are most welcome. And it has been a little while since we've caught up with you, so I'm really super excited to hear how you're going, because I know, I haven't been keeping fully up to date with what you've been up to, but I've got a fair idea. So anyway, tell us, what have you been up to since the last time we spoke to you?
Of course. So, as you both know, that I work full-time, so I outside of WoW, I'm busy working full-time, which has taken me, I've been on trips to Ireland, to Italy.
Nice.
So I've been traveling around. I'm super busy, which people in here will laugh at. They're probably already laughing, including Chris. They're laughing at me for saying this. But no, joking aside, I have been busy with work. I went on vacation to Florida in June, which was super nice. But otherwise, just been same old, really, from a outside of WoW perspective. It's been pretty much the same. But as far as WoW is concerned, what have I done since last time I was on? Oh my! All right, so from a challenge perspective, I actually wrote down. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I've had. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to list them. They're in order of level that they reached.
Okay.
So my first one was a Night Elf Rogue. And these have all had the majority, I shouldn't say all, the majority have had ludicrous deaths or red flags or however.
Clipped them all.
Yeah, she has. So the Night Elf Rogue is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, that I've ever had.
Yep.
I was over. So whenever I'm playing a rogue on an Iron Man, because those of you know that's pretty much the only challenge that at least right now, that I focus on.
Yep.
So when I was on the rogue and I got them to 33, which a rogue is not by any means one of my favorite classes. It's growing on me, but it's never been one of my. I was always woeful at a rogue, so it was one of those that I just bear with. And I got to 33. And I thought to myself, okay, well, I was starting to get into my rotation. Everything was going fine.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought when I made that tune, if I was going to fail the challenge, it would be a case of when I died. Not of course if. It would be when I died on my rogue, that's how this challenge would end.
Yeah.
But no, it ended over in Lakeshire, in Redridge.
Yes.
I was back in town. I just finished handing in my quests. I may well even have dinged. I honestly can't remember. And I was outside the inn, next to the fishing shack guy, just right there outside the inn.
Yep.
Vendoring, or attempting to vendor. Let me say attempting to vendor to that guy. When I guess the Horde have a quest to go over there and kill NPCs for some artifact appearance or weapon, or I don't know, something.
Okay.
So I had the vendor window open,
Mm-hmm.
right-clicked things to start selling them, instantly got one shot, the vendor, this is, buy 120. And as I was right-clicking to sell the gloves, it threw them on. It equipped them.
It was so bad.
Oh yes,
She's
ow.
picturing the clip right now.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say because I remember seeing it, but now, yeah. Oh, sweetie, that's.
I know.
Oh,
So the irony
jeez,
is I
yeah.
always told myself it would be I would die. And never did I think I would try and sell something and it would equip it.
Yep.
So that was frustrating. That was the rogue. They got to level 33.
Yep.
This is not necessarily in the order that I played them since I was last on. I'm just listing them off here at this point. So my next one is a 44. Oh, they died at 44. Another iron. This time it was my first venture onto the other side. That red side. The other.
So hang on, you made
Horde. Oh my god,
you
he
made
played-
what? You made a 40. You made 40 plus on a horde.
44.
44?
44, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Anybody else
On-
there? Horde?
For the
On a
horde.
horde troll druid.
Nice. Nice.
I heard
Yes.
Horde.
Yeah.
You did hear horde, yes. Troll druid. And it was going so well. I main a druid. So I felt fairly competent, at least for me.
Yeah.
That I was doing okay. Got to 44 and was over in Hillsbrad Foothills.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, just carrying on questing as per usual. And I was doing the quest where you get the wand or the rod or whatever it is, and you have to go and save those baby fawns.
Yep.
Like you channel the thing on them
Yeah.
in order to save them.
Yes.
Do you know what's
Yep.
coming? Do you
Yep.
know what's coming?
I've got
Sounds like
a
you do.
fair feeling. I've got a fair feeling. Yep. But tell me.
Yep.
Tell me.
Oh, the Nord.
So there was another player in the same area in the vicinity. So I was like, okay, great. I may be able to get while they're rounding them up. I'll just quickly use this, and I went into group loot before everything else was dead. So I was like, oh, let me go in. As I was in there, one of the baby fawns, I guess they have a move where they explode, and it's called Fawnplode, and it just completely one-shot me at 44. It was just gone, instantly, just blown up,
Yep.
just
Yep.
like that.
Yep. I was gonna say I'm pretty
So
sure that
frustrating.
happened to someone else in the chat room. Just like
Ooh.
recently.
Did it really? Oh, no.
Yeah, there was someone else that happened to. So I knew
My
exactly where
sympathies.
you were going. Yeah, happened to Zorts.
I'm like,
That's...
was it
Did it happen to
Zords?
Zords? Oh, jeez.
Yep.
I should have
Yep.
guessed.
Only like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, like not that long ago. So we all feel your pain, most definitely. But still,
Yes.
44 on the druid on horde side, and you're not used to doing horde side. So well done, well done. Okay. What
Thank
else?
you. See,
What
that's
else? Yeah.
every time I die, I don't get discouraged because if I ever try it on the horde side again, at least I know probably just to skip that quest entirely.
Don't blow
So
up
it's-
babies.
I didn't beat. I mean, I was frustrated, but I honestly thought I wouldn't even get to 44.
Yeah.
So I actually did far better than I thought. So oh well.
See, that
Azzy wants to
There we
know
go.
if you need to shower
Do I
Azzy.
probably.
Azzy,
after playing Horde.
I see you, Azzy.
Oh,
On your rogue too. I know what you're doing, Azzy. Anyway, yes. So parent, well done. Okay, so what else? What else?
Thank you. There wouldn't have been much left of me to shower afterwards. I was exploded into like 100 little bits.
Bits. Sponge.
Yeah, basically. So after that, well, it actually wasn't directly after that, but I did play a dwarf warlock.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you like your warlock back on the preferred and superior faction now. So we're back on the
Sure,
dwarf
yep.
warlock.
Right. Okay. Dwarf warlock. Yes.
shots fired.
They got to level 47, and
Nice.
this one was all these other deaths that I'm listing. I guess they were avoidable per se because I was controlling it. But this one, I was completely in control. There's no one else to blame here. There's
Yep.
no outside influence. This was just my bad on this one. I screwed up.
Okay.
It was in Arathi Highlands.
Yes.
So down near one of the farms, and there's those stealth mobs. So I was draining life from one of them. I was like, oh, it's fine. And then another one aggroed on me. And I continued to try and kill the one that fled, that was running away. When I knew in hindsight I should have just either ran away or healed or whatever, but I didn't. And that one died at 47. Just frustrating. Yeah, but it happens. And then I have a dwarf shaman that I got to 54.
Nice.
And they were in the hinterlands. This one is another frustrating death that wasn't really my fault. 54, I was over in Jinthar Alor, the troll temple that you go up and down in.
Yes.
So I was there, and I was actually doing really. Normally, on most classes, I would avoid that just because how busy it is.
Yep.
But I didn't this time, and I was working my way through it, and there was another player on their mount. I think it was a Death Knight. Went mounting through, like aggroed everything, and just continued to go. And I guess the mobs just went back. They lost the aggro and they went to reset. But I assume running past me, I had whatever it's called, a riptide on myself because I was in resto spec. Whatever, it must have pulled some threat somehow, but it literally just happened like this. So they all just swarmed on me as soon as they reset, and before I could even react, it was like
that one was awful.
It was bad.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's rough. Because technically you say, well, that wasn't your fault, that was coming from, another player doing what another player does, but the games, turn that around, and that's rough. At what, 54? Well done though. On a chamois.
54.
On a chamois. On a
shaman, but this.
Wow. Yeah.
It was. When I was very hesitant, very reluctant. I shouldn't say reluctant. I was hesitant when I first went into the shaman because I had heard that mixed things about them. But looking back, of all the classes, because I'm never going to stop doing the Iron Man probably, of all the classes, I think I look forward the most to revisiting the shaman. Especially, I'll replay the Resto shaman as well, which this one was, because up to that point, you never want to feel invincible or get complacent or anything like that. But I was very confident on the shaman that I thought they're so survivable.
Yeah.
Being resto, they got decent DPS, so they can put out good damage for a heal spec.
Okay. And
they also have their earth elemental. So if you're fighting named mobs or rares, then you have a built-in tank. So they have all of the attributes to be successful, and it was just unfortunate that it ended the way it did. Sadly.
Damn, that's rough. But again, well done, 54. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
We're jumping up here next. We're up to. Actually, I take that back about the warlock. This hunter, my hunter is next.
Yeah.
69 Night Elf hunter that I hadn't played in probably, I don't know, 6 months. They were just sat idle. This was Periton, who actually I think you guys read on the show last week, and you were like, how did he die?
Yep.
So he died at 69 in Blade's Edge, up in Blade's Edge in the Outlands.
Yes.
Normally I don't actually do Blade's Edge, but that's where I logged in and where I was. So I was like, I'll just do a few quests here. And I was over with the Arakoa people, the bird folk with the feathers and whatnot. Well, I was flying up to one of those towers where you have to click on an orb, and my pet got destroyed in 2 casts by some mystic or some shaman or something. Just completely took my pet out before I could react.
Yeah.
And then I did feign death, but I couldn't. I was up there at this point. I was committed, and there were 2 around me, so I knew I had to move at some point. I couldn't just wait there forever. So I tried to get out of that one, but that was not good. I was only on them for like 10 minutes. I just logged in, decided to do a few quests, and ended up dying. I was kicking myself about that one as well.
Ouch. That's rough.
Yeah.
Rough. Blade's Edge
So that
can
was
be
that.
brutal. Absolutely.
Yep. And then my highest attempt yet is my last one that I'll talk about here. And they got to level 91. My Night Elf monk was in Draenor, and I do have flying, so I was going around collecting treasures as one does when you get to Draenor.
Yep.
And I don't know why. I mean, next time, hindsight again is a wonderful thing. Next time, I know better than to do this. But there is one in Shadowmoon Valley that is inside a cave. For whatever, I don't know why, what possessed me to want to specifically go after that treasure, but I did. And I was in this cave, and there's those, they're almost like voids, but they're called void-born errants. They're those big purple void guys that are in this cave.
Yes.
Down there. And I was chatting away, just I was so in, as far as my rotation was concerned, I wasn't even watching, essentially. And they channeled this ability that's called Void Wrath. It's a one-word, Void Wrath. And it channels super slowly, and looking back, I probably should have been more aware of what was actually happening, but it one-shot me. I was at full health at level 91, and it just one-shot me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So they did this big explosion thing, and it just wiped me out cold.
Wow.
So that one died at 91, just seeking a treasure, which I probably shouldn't have even been trying for.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh.
So that's from a challenge. Actually, no, that's not my only challenge updates. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my 6 irons that I've had since I was last on that have died.
Wow.
So that's the bad news.
Okay.
But now we got some good news. Now,
Yay.
yeah, so since I was last on, my green man, I don't think they'd hit when I was last on. So my green man, my light forged paladin actually hit 120. I think they were only the second person hit 120. So
Woo, 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 woo.
yeah, I was happy about
That was
that.
so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. So awesome. Because I think at that stage, we'd only had, really, there wasn't that many that had hit 120, being of, like very many classes from memory. I mean, we've only had, 10? Stir hit was our 10th last week. We haven't had that many people hit 120. So, that's amazing achievement. Amazing.
Thanks.
Yes, congratulations. So, yay! Happy
I know.
news.
And at the time, I was super competitive as well, because there was only one. I was the second person to do it on the website. The first person who did it, I apologize if you're in chat as well. They were also, I'm pretty sure they were a paladin. I think they were a paladin, because I was. Was it? I don't know. Maybe. But I want to say,
familiar.
I'm almost sure they were protection spec. And
Okay.
I did it in ret spec, so when it lists the number of green items that were equipped, I was one less. So I was like, yay, technically I have one less item.
Nice.
So it gave me, yeah.
Oh, yep.
Look, sometimes it's just that matter of, it doesn't matter how you do it. Like, how sometimes it's just you getting there. You just got to throw whatever you possibly can at it, and you take your win. You take your win. Absolutely. So
That's right.
no,
It wasn't
that's
without a few
super
close calls
exciting.
though either.
Don't touch the chickens. Don't touch
Oh.
the chicken.
Which chickens? Where's the chickens?
Oh boy.
What happened
So
to the chicken?
I was level 117. Now this would have probably been the most embarrassing death that anyone has ever had on any
Seriously?
challenge tune ever.
Okay.
If this had happened.
Okay.
So I was telling a story from when I just leveled my main through Stormsong Valley, up in Stormsong in BFA.
Yep.
And how I was telling everyone that here on my main, I was looking at the chickens, I may have clicked on one, and then they all swarm you. All those chickens, and they're at levels, so they do loads of damage. So I was telling, I was streaming it at the time, and I was telling everyone about that story, how I died.
Yep.
And as I was trying to demonstrate, I left clicked on the chickens, thinking, because I'm sure I right clicked on it before and just accidentally attacked it.
He
So I
touched the
left-
chickens.
So I left-clicked it this time to just be like, these ones, as in to highlight them. And it did the same thing on a challenge tune at 117. And I was crapping myself at this point. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die here at 117 to a chicken. It's like, no way.
Oh my God.
Thank goodness
Wow.
I was on a paladin. So I bubbled and I bubble halved out
Yep.
like straight away. But had I
Jeez.
not been on that,
Yep.
I would have died at 117 to a chicken.
Wow.
And I would
then
never
we-
have lived that down.
Death
And then
by
we cooked the
chicken.
chickens and had buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we survived and we hit 120. So
Nice.
that's happened since I was last on,
Wow.
which is good.
That's amazing.
Outside of my challenge tunes,
Mhm.
I have Altitus, or whatever we're calling it these days. I have every class at 120 in BFA at this point. So I've got every class maxed, which
Wow.
I've been working on.
Wow. My lordy. Okay. All right. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been doing some mount farming,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had three, I suppose, rare mounts that have dropped for me.
Nice.
So I've had I had the Pure Blood Firehawk, which dropped from Firelands. So the red bird thing, which
So
I
pretty.
think,
So pretty.
I think Nobby here in chat actually got that earlier today,
Nice.
if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty
Good
sure he
Nobby.
did.
Well
So congrats to him as well on that.
Fantastic. I think that was his first run too, wasn't it? Something like that. Like, first... seriously, RNG guys. Can you see when I'm looking straight down the
Oh,
camera?
jeez.
RNG. Anyway, congratulations, Novi. Fantastic. And to you too.
Love you,
Paradis.
Rach.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, what else did you get?
My second one was the Fiery Warhorse from Karazhan. So I finally
Nice.
got one of those horses. Yeah,
Lovely.
so I was happy
Lovely.
about that.
It's nice.
And the
looking
third
mount.
one is one of the most coveted, I suppose. I've actually got this one. I think, I got all those on stream, but I got Ashes of Allah.
Nice.
So I got Ashes. Finally, I know. I'd
Well
farmed that place so
done.
often, but
Yeah.
got Ashes of Allah, which I was happy about. Yeah,
Fantastic. You've
that's
been...
right. So I have, I've been very, from WoW perspective, very busy. I've got a few things, I guess. Finish up leveling that Horde tune, which
Yep.
is on my to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be doing that at some point. I need to do the Brawlers Guild this new season. I haven't done that before it goes away. I need to do that.
Uh-huh.
Of course, do things like the Lucid Nightmare. Got to try and get that mount at
Yeah,
some
so
point.
fun.
Keep thinking. Yeah, that's another one. Put that on the
It's
I'd
so
love to do
fun.
Jeez, that maze just puts me off.
I haven't
It'll
even
be
seen
fun.
it. I haven't seen it, so I've avoided looking at it. But I guess we've got someone's brain we can pick when we do it. Paradin, Chris has done it.
I was so nuts. I did it twice, 2 days in a row. Once for me and then once for my munchkin.
Yes.
So it is fun. It's actually a lot.
Okay. All right. We'll definitely have to look into that. Fantastic.
And then Classic. Classic's my last thing, which I haven't even touched on, but at some point I have a level 5 gnome mage, of course, called Periton, and he's raring to go. So at some point, when I can find the time, I'll get round to playing a bit of Classic.
Nice.
But that's what I've been up to since I was last on.
Not much. Just a
Just a
little
little-
bit.
a
Just a little
smidgy.
bit.
Yeah,
I'm
just a little bit.
exhausted. Honestly, that is amazing what you've done, because to get all classes to 120, and I obviously you get very focused. Like, do you just be like, right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm playing this tune tonight, and that's all you do when you play, whether it's a challenge tune or your normal tune, or if you do mount runs? Is that how you do it? Like, you just focus, do that, done, okay, you done for the night?
Well, and can I add a little fact about his challenge tunes?
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't play his challenge tunes off stream
Yeah.
because he wants to share them all with us.
Which is fantastic.
So everything he does with all these challenge tunes is 100% while streaming. So it's not like me where, you know, it's 2:00 in the morning, I have my coffee, don't talk to me, I'm on pacifist. He's doing it all while not missing a single thing in chat, making sure that he's super hyperactive with everybody who's there, doing our dances for the subs and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So all of that is 100% also while streaming.
Amazing. So still
Yeah.
focused. Still has a level of focus that I think I need to learn. Teach me. Teach me, please.
I separate.
Focus,
so
Lena, focus.
You would think it would be the other way around, but you would think I would save my challenge tunes for when I'm on my own and I could just focus. But no, I do, as Chris was saying, I share it with everyone and I stream that. And the mount runs are also oftentimes streamed. It's just the BFA leveling.
Yeah.
That's what I do off stream. So that's how I'm able to do all that leveling, I suppose, at weekends and whatnot, is when I just get some quote normal leveling done. So that's how I differentiate those.
Nice. So do you think that the streaming does actually help you to focus more on the tune or on your challenge tune or on what you're doing? I mean, obviously, because I know with the chat room and all the things that you do, like some people would say, well, how can you be focused with that? But you always seem like you're over everything, like you've got this focus on everything that you're doing, which is amazing.
I think at first I probably was way out of my depth, like a fish out of water. It was trying to juggle everything with chat and the streaming software and playing the Iron Man and everything associated. But I think after doing it for 1.5 years, I suppose, at this point, it almost becomes second nature. So
Nice.
I would definitely say that I don't think it adds to my concentration. I think I would do better off stream, but it's a sacrifice that I'm very, very happy to do.
Yeah.
I'd far rather share it with people than just sit there on my own and do it. So I'm fine to do that.
Nice. No, that's fantastic. I mean, you've been busy, as I said. You've been busy. So, all right. Chris, what's our next question for Peryton, please?
So I hear you might have another challenger who's still alive. Which one are you currently focused on and why? And I think Grandagus would like to know why it's not an undead warlock.
We all do.
So
Just saying.
I am working on. I actually have. Do I have 3 or 2? I think I now have 2. I was going to say I have 3 challenge tunes that I'm quote working on. The one that I'm actively working on right now is a dwarf, Granaeus, dwarf holy priest. So I'm working on a holy dwarf priest,
Nice.
and they were created for your guys, the challenge, the contest that you guys had. So I was working on them, and I forget which level did I get to. It's 40s, maybe 40, in the 40s.
Yeah.
But I as I typically do, whenever those contests end, it's not like I'm just going to turn my back on the character. I carry on, and just to see how far I can get. So I'm still working on those. They're currently level 61, and they're up in winter spring. Yeah, so level 61. They hit that 2 days ago.
Lovely.
So yeah, what was it? Maybe yesterday. Actually. Yeah, 61
Yesterday.
up
Okay.
in winter spring. Wait until now. I'm going to wait until I hit 63 before moving on to the Outlands, probably. But I decided to go. There's a story why I decided to go holy as well, because at some point I want to try every class and every spec for the challenge for the Iron Man.
Yep.
And I have had several discipline priests in the past, and I've had a shadow priest as well. So the only one that was left, of course, was holy, right? So I thought to myself, well, there's no better time than doing a contest or whatnot. If I'm going to have to be a priest, I may as well just go for it now.
Yeah.
So I went holy, and it has actually, knock on wood, it hasn't. It's been good. It's been fun.
Okay.
There's very few close calls. My closest calls were actually, and you actually told me to avoid it, and I should have listened to you. Was when for my sins, I always try something I knew that I tried to do every time I have an Ironman.
Yep.
Is go to a new zone just to try and learn it.
Yep.
To see how viable it is from a challenge perspective.
Yeah.
And I went to Ungoro Crater.
Okay. Yep.
And even though I didn't heed you told me not to go there because how dangerous it is, I was like, it can't be that bad. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't die, but I didn't last very long in Ungoro either. I had 2 close calls where I was doing, it was the quest where you have to go and stand on the nests and the matriarchs, the dinosaurs, and they come running out to you. Mm-hmm. So I was doing this on a holy priest, and there was all the patrolling dinosaurs around me, and I must have aggroed several, and they dazed me, and thankfully I have fear. Yep. So I was able to fear them in time, and I fled. And then after the second time of just surviving, I was like, no, that's it. I'm out. There's only 3 strikes, and I was probably going to be out. So I thought, nope, I'm going to go back to, I think I went to Felwood at that point. But
yeah. Felwood's better. Ungoro, I know there's been quite a few veterans and quite a few people over the years that since they upgraded, Ungoro to get those elite dinosaurs, it's never gone very well. So yeah, I'm glad that you gave it a go. You realized Lita was right. Thank you. And moved on. So yeah, I'm just thankful that you didn't die, and obviously having the holy priest gave you, because I mean, maybe if you were disc, you wouldn't have had the arsenal, like the arsenal of spells to be able to get you through that. So interesting.
Yeah, it was, well, I mean, Tiber's there in chat, and Tiber was there with us. He was like, why are you on Ungoro? He was there as well. Yeah. So everyone was telling me this. I was like, I'll try it. What's the word? Thankfully I survived.
What's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. Exactly.
You're right. Yes. At least I know now. So next time to not go there.
Yes.
So that's why I do it.
We need a bumper of Zort saying death.
Death?
Yes. Yeah. So that whenever he gets upset over somebody going to a zone, we can just play his.
So it's like death.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that.
Let me hang on. I'll just make it 42. Thanks, Perilyn. 42 minutes.
Bumper.
Excellent. Excellent. Let me see what I can do with that Bezorts. That's not also a bad idea, too. Just saying. Excellent. All right. Well, that's good. 61 on the priest. Like, fantastic. You're still going with that. That is amazing. Because, when did we hit the contest's been over for a while, and you're still going on that. So,
yeah.
So do you find that the class within itself it's something that you're comfortable, like a priest, you find comfortable playing?
Yes, I would say so. I'm absolutely it wouldn't be my first. I would go discipline if I could. I mean, I guess technically I could. I'm just trying this one as holy to see how it goes. But yeah, I would say it's middle of as far as ranking the classes. Yeah, I would say priests are fairly viable. I'd put them, I don't know, fifth or sixth. Yeah, I suppose. Well, yeah, they're very survivable.
I mean, well, you've only got to you've just got to look at who is our reigning, what would you say, mega iron champion is Lasan. What does he play? A priest. So you just gotta, his priest has gone through many expansions and still doing so yeah, that is fantastic. So what is your achievements for the rest of the year? Obviously we're at September. we're counting down towards, you know, we've only got a few more months left of 2019. Crazy. Where is this year gone? But what for you challenge goals? What have you got?
Sure. So I would love to hit my ultimate goal is to hit 120 on an Ironman. That's my main goal. It always has been. The year and a half that I have been doing it is, and I really thought the Monk was in with a decent chance until they died at 91.
Yeah.
But my goal is to hit 120 on an Ironman at some point. And then further on from that is to, as Chris alluded to earlier, is to solely do it on stream. So I don't know if that's ever been done before. Is it like creating the character from 1 and then taking them all the way to 120 as an Ironman only on stream? So I don't know if that's been done before, but that's what I would love to do.
Okay. I don't think anyone has hit that goal as such from memory. So that's a good one. Okay.
You got this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to. I'm going to try to at some point. Who knows when it'll. But that's one goal that I'll try and set myself. This maybe the priest. Who knows? Maybe the priest will do it. We'll try.
Yep.
Again, another thing I mentioned earlier is at some point I want to try every class and spec at least once on the Ironman. So I'd have to sit down and actually look what I've still got left to do. But I mean, Chris will tell you, I probably have most of them at this point. I've had so many I've worked through. So there can't be that many. So at some point, I haven't tried the ones that start at higher levels, though. So I've never done a Death Knight, and I haven't done a Demon Hunter. So I've only ever done ones that start from low level.
Yep.
So I need to do those. Of course, take part in your guys' next, if there is one this year. If there is another one this year, I'll take part in your guys' contest whenever that pops up.
You never know.
Look at her face.
You never know.
Who knows?
Never know.
Anything's possible, people. Just saying. Just saying.
That's it.
Yep.
And maybe tempted by a working man. I don't know. See, I sit there. I'm on the fence with the working man. Like,
Okay.
I've only really ever done the Iron Man, and it's kind of like a nice bridge, I suppose. It's like into the past. It's like a nice stepping stone.
Yeah.
Because it's the Iron Man essentially, but you can gather.
Yeah.
And I've always said that I don't know if the pacifist is for me, which I know you said the same thing. So I shouldn't really judge before trying it myself. But I think the working man could be a nice middle ground. Like it could bridge that gap potentially.
Working man, I don't know. What did I say? I think Chris, we might have been talking about this, but a working man is like a passy that can kill. Like pretty much, you know. So it's kind of that thing. It also, for me, working man feels very WoW classic, or WoW classic feels very working man, if that makes sense. So
right,
it kind
of pacifist with anger management problems.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So you know what, like you just. Sometimes you just got to give these things a go. So, but see, you're working on your priest at the moment. You just you never know what's going to happen. But look, working man, I think is a wonderful addition that Stone has left us with. That was his last challenge that he gave us before he stepped down. And again, we thank Stone, as always, for everything. Well, he does continue to do stuff behind the scenes, and I'm ever grateful of that. But you know, it's working man's. A lot of people have been getting behind working man, so thanks, guys. Like we do appreciate it. So it's a bit of fun.
I like first pacifist gone postal.
I love it. That is so fitting for me in so many ways.
Awesome.
Just saying, but killer passy, yeah, definitely, Grand. I guess that's what it is. But no, that is fantastic. So it's good that you've got achievable goals, Periton. I think, we've all got things that we want to get done. And obviously, if you can get them done this year, but I think they're decent goals, whether they do get done this year or into 2020 is good. But you sound very focused.
I try.
Focused, Periton. Focused,
leader.
Yeah.
See, like, I'm confident with the 120. Maybe not confident, as in I'm stubborn. Chris will tell you how stubborn I am. That I'll just
a wee bit.
I'll just keep going until it happens.
Yeah.
I'll push through, and I'm always learning, and I'm always having fun. So those two things combined, inevitably, hopefully, one day, means that I can get there. That's the hope, anyway.
I think that's 3 really good things, like, for all of us to remember. 1, have fun. 2, you're focused. And 3, like, the goal ways. It just, sometimes have fun with it. Have fun. Don't lose sight of having fun with your challenge tunes. And you always have fun whenever I've caught any of your streams, which is fantastic. Obviously, it's like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. for me when I do. But, I think that is the driving factor, having fun. And that is fantastic. So again, we do wish you all the very best on your challenge tunes and your goals. I think that's really good. We've got one more question that we want to ask, and I'll get Chris to ask you this one.
So, I had never played a challenge tune until I met you, and you have been with me every step of the journey that I have taken, and you have given me amazing advice every step of the way, and every time I have asked you for such. What would you, at this point, your advice may have changed from when you had only had a few tunes in the challenges, and now you are a well-seasoned competitor. What advice would you give to people now that want to try a challenge tune, and what are your best tips and tricks?
Okay. How are we doing on time? Do you need me to cut it short, or shall I ramble like I usually do?
Keep going. We love listening to you, so you
really
go for it. Yeah,
okay.
Stage is yours, buddy. Go for it. Absolutely.
So when I was thinking of this, the last couple times I was on here, I was thinking more in-game tips and tricks that I could potentially offer, that I've picked up along my way, that I've utilized, that maybe I thought others may not know of.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share those. But when I approached the question this time, I was thinking there's only so many that I could either repeat myself, or that I just don't know, or that others have said before. So I told myself, why don't I just focus on things that, I mean, of course they're tied to the game, but almost external factors. So I jotted some down here.
Okay.
So here we go. These are some of the ones that I have. Play the tune if you're leveling a challenge tune or several challenge tunes, but you're also in the process of working, which I know both of you two are, and Chris obviously does, and I do. I think we all do.
Or
we have quote normal tunes as well. Maybe it's wise to play those before, as in play your challenge tunes before you log in and play your normal tunes. Exactly. So you don't want to go from playing an heirloomed tune or a normal tune, geared tune, charging in and grabbing everything, and then hopping on an Iron Man, only to find out that we know what happens next. So better to be safe than sorry. So play the challenge tunes first, and then get whatever you want to do, what you want to do achieved, and then hop over to your normal tunes. I would say. Another one actually touches on what you asked me earlier on, Lita. It was around the whole immersing myself in the challenge. So I would do as I say, not as I do personally, but immerse yourself in those. So in order to give yourself the best chance to succeed, maybe don't stream it.
Yeah.
If you really want to hit 120, maybe, or play it, at least have balance, I should say, is try and immerse yourself in that challenge. Turn the game. When I do my Ironman, I get this. I never have the music. I never have game sound at all.
Yep.
And I miss a lot by not having any game sounds on. I can't hear warnings. I can't hear things coming up. I don't hear any game sound. I hear the music, which everyone else hears. So immerse yourself in that. Play the music. Have no distractions. Don't watch Netflix or whatever. Just, if you really are genuine and want to succeed, then I would say do that. I would focus completely on the challenge, even if it's for half an hour, even if it's 15 minutes. Do a few quests, whatever it is. But don't get distracted. Just immerse yourself. Another one I had is don't be afraid to try the challenges on a new/different server. So I think a lot of people, me included, I mean, I do this.
Yep.
I play my challenge tunes on my main server. I mean, that's where my guild is. That's where I know people. So I always do it on that server. But don't be afraid, depending on even on which challenge you're attempting, don't be afraid to try a different server.
Yep.
You know, if you're attempting the Bloodthirsty challenge, for example, play on an RP/low pop server where you'll have a far better chance of finding rares that are up. So I would play it in comparison to a high pop. And I think the reverse is true for, at least in my opinion, for the Irons, is I actually like to play on a high pop server for Irons. I'm lucky enough that my main server is actually a high pop server, so it works for me. But I am so grateful for that fact, because if you're out questing and you're on a named mob, not necessarily a rare, but if you're on a named mob that is sort of like a gate to other quests, and you feel obligated to kill them.
Yeah.
It's nice sometimes being on a high pop server. You may start the poll, or you may just look around and there's 3 other people who are also on the same quest, and you can just get, you know, an easy tag off of those. Whereas if you're on a dead server, you'd be on your own.
Good point.
And very restricted. So I would play on a low pop server, probably for a blood and things where you want rares and stuff like that. And maybe for an iron, try and go to a high pop server and just play around, see if you can find what works for you. Another one I wrote down was utilize, which I don't do again, this one, of course, but you try and utilize rested XP. So potentially have a couple of challenge tunes or more going at the same time. I know. Yeah, I know you obviously do it. I know Nisi does this as well. I know a lot of you have multiple tunes that you work on, work through their rested XP, and then park them again and switch to another one, which is a great way of doing things. I wish I was as committed to doing it as that. I just focus on one. I get very siloed. I focus on one tune until they invariably die, and then I start another one.
Yeah.
But if I had multiple, then I could spread it around and utilize that rested XP. So I'd say try and work on that. Another one I have is, which I actually need to do a better job about doing this, and I've been reminding myself to do so, is familiarize yourself with where your old crap button is on your action bars, where it is, because Shadow Meld, or we have our long 3-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute cooldowns that we put on our action bars, and we think, okay, well, they're there if we need them. Well, when you need them, that isn't the time to be scrambling around trying to figure out where you actually put those buttons.
Yeah.
You need to know ahead of time.
Great
So
point.
familiarize yourself where they are ahead of time. Which I need to do a better job of. I know where mine are, but if I was red screening, I would be panicking and trying to hit things. So try and do that. Another one, which is very apt, is vendor on your mount when you can. Vendor on a mount and not to a vendor. To avoid having what happened to me.
Yes.
You don't want to die or get flagged because you vendor and your vendor dies. So try and always vendor on your mammoth or your yak or whichever one of those mounts. If you have it, of course, try and use that. And then speaking of mounts, I didn't write this down, but I was thinking this. Speaking of mounts, is if you're on a class that has a tank spec, then if you're traveling long distances, how long does a spec change? Now we have specs. How long does a spec change take? 5 seconds? Switch to the tank spec. No dismounts, no dazing, right? So if you're on one of those, just switch to one of the tank specs for traveling around.
Yeah.
And then you can always just switch back after the fact. But that's a nice little trick, is to switch up to a tanking spec if you're on a warrior or a paladin or whichever.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay.
Another one is observe the mobs before pulling, especially if you're unfamiliar with the patterns of the respawn times. Just wait. If you're in a new zone, just wait. Even if it's 30 seconds or a minute, just wait, observe the patterns, see if there's a patrolling mob that's going to wander through. 30 seconds or a minute is worth the time if it means staying alive, I think. So just take your time and observe before pulling. Make sure things aren't going to respawn. And my last tip, which I always do, and I assume a lot of people do this already, so I don't need to really say this, but I'm going to anyways, is have nameplates on. I know some people don't like to have enemies' health bars, like their nameplates and whatnot above them. Especially even if you don't on your main. If you're going to play a challenge toon, I would always recommend you have those nameplates on. Being able to target things through a wall, seeing how much health they've got, being able to just select things, through a cave or through a tree or whatever it is so important. I think often overlooked. So just make sure you have those nameplates on as well. So that's like again, I was just thinking loads about external factors, focusing on the game, when to play the challenge toon, because I've given lots of tips about in-game stuff before that I've used. So I try to focus a lot on everything else this time when answering this question.
Thank you.
So I hope that helped.
Oh, it did, because I think it's one of those things. There is so much advice. There are so many tips and tricks around from everyone, from the veterans, from everyone that plays, and sometimes you finding what works for you can also be part of the challenge. So I know for me, I'll take something, say one of the things that you've said, and be like, okay, I'm going to give that a go. Does it work for me? Does it not work for me? Because maybe previous I was trying something else and it didn't work, and now this time it might work into my rotation, into what I'm doing on a challenge toon. So thank you. I think that they are fantastic. They're really, really great tips and tricks, and we appreciate those, Periton. So thank you so much for those. I can see the chat room is very vocal in many things that you have talked about so far today. So thank you for that. But how has your week been? Obviously, you've been doing some streaming, but overall, you've had a good week in WoW.
I have. Yeah, I've had no deaths, which is always, yay! I mean, that's a win right off the bat.
Win-win.
No deaths this week in WoW. But yes, I did hit 61 yesterday then on my... Thank you, Chris. I lose track of days. I don't know when it... Yesterday then.
I got you.
On my praise.
Nice.
So that was yesterday. So I've been... Most of my evenings of it, I suppose, this past week have been spent on the priest. So they're 61. I'm actually working on a warrior. They're not actually a challenge toon, but I'm leveling a warrior right now, and they're up to level 59. So they're just about to get their flying. So I've been working on them, not a great deal, but just here and there. So they're 59.
Yep.
Have been doing some more mount runs. Again, no luck, not this week. Maybe I exhausted all my luck with Ashes and the horse, the fiery war horse. I'm thinking.
I tell you, RNG is a cruel mistress.
It is
all I can say. Yeah.
She is. So yeah, I haven't had any luck this week. but I'll persevere, right? So I'll keep going. Nothing this week. Other than that, I've just been with Chris and several others here in chat, Zep and Learns and Grand Nagus. We've been, because a lot of us are in the same guild, we are doing the BFA stuff. So we're doing, although Learns is still working on flying, the rest of us, we were doing the Mechagon, Najata, the daily cache. We've just been doing the end game questing stuff together.
Nice.
Working through some of that, which has been fun. Yeah, having a blast with that. In voice with all one another, just laughing our way through it, which has been fun.
Nice.
And I did my. It's a great thing actually, but or at least to be able to do this is, I bought 8. I don't know if anyone else buys their WoW tokens with gold, but they're always fluctuating. So I bought 8 tokens this week. So it's great that I now have all this more game time.
Yeah.
But when I look at my wallet, I'm like, really? I just spent I think it was 1.3 million on token. It just went like that.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh geez.
But
yeah.
you know that is the amazing thing, that you play in a game, you make stuff in game that, and you go, well, I don't really need, how much transmog stuff I've got, all the kind of the stuff that I need in game. You can buy tokens to pay for your game. Like, I mean, I think it is a really cool thing that Blizzard added. So you bought 8.
I did. At I think they're
Man.
165k.
That's right. I
each.
forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's slightly. Ow. Yeah. Wow. 165k. I don't know. Do you remember? I remember when they were at 9,000. 9,000 gold.
I remember.
And I was like, yeah, I need to buy some. And funny about this, I'll just tell you a little story quickly. Leader gets distracted. I know it's a shock. I know. Completely forgot about it and came back, and next thing it had jumped up to like 55,000, and I was like, oh damn it. So still 8 is impressive, Periton. So let's just say
I'm thinking the same as you. I mean, even at 100, which sounds strange in comparison, but when I see 160, who knows in 8 months' time when this runs out? I mean, they could be 300k. Who knows, right? 250,
Exactly.
Whatever it is.
Exactly.
And then I'll be kicking myself that I didn't buy more at 165k.
Yes.
It's like a vicious cycle.
It is absolutely. Oh no, that is fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing everything with us today.
Of course.
We appreciate that. So let's see how Chris's week has been. Sweetheart, how's your week been?
My week was not nearly as exciting. Not even close. Mounts are a myth. They do not exist. I don't care how many times I run my path through Simple Armory. They're a myth. I still don't even have Headless Horseman. Just wait until October. Please give me the Headless Horseman mount. I worked on my Shaman Spurs. Got her. Well, after we didn't do so well, she's named after Tottenham Hotspur. And
hey, Spurs.
Go Spurs! We didn't play so well last week, so I couldn't go on her because I was too peeved off every time I saw her name. So towards the end of the week, I got her to 53. I had to get over the anger.
Nice.
And I really, really, really wanted to go on Pacifist, but we started having all the issues with people being able to stay on their realms at the beginning of the week. And I was like, nope. If I lose her to this, I will be in a ball and I will be crying. And so I wouldn't go on her. So I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to make another one, but I'm not going to do an iron. So I went Passy Light and I made a working man.
Yay!
So and I was so close. I was so close to making an orc only so I could have the name work. Love it when the orcs say that, the little peons.
Yeah.
And they always say the little work. So I was going to name it work. But I'm like, do I really want to level an orc No. So I love orcs. You know, I was
They are
orc for
cute.
so long.
Yeah.
I love pork too.
Voldemort. Bacon. Everything's better with bacon.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're gonna be shocked. Night elf, druid, and I named her Work. What? Me? Night elf, druid.
First off,
I know.
Seriously, how on earth do you get the names that you get? On the server
and
that
I'm
you're
on a full population.
I know. On the server that you were on, how on earth do you get these names? It is amazing. So I
know they can never die, ever die, because I'll never get the names like this again. So yeah, can't beat pulled orc. Thank you, Nobby.
Nice, Nobby.
Oh, Nort.
There we go. There we go.
Cheers.
It's like a double Nort. Nice.
Good gosh. So I got Work to 10, and yay, she's on the board.
Nice.
And then at the end of the week, so normally I'm off on Fridays. That's my passy day. I actually had to go to work for 7 hours of my day off.
How
and
rude.
I know. Seriously. Yeah. He kind of let me know. He wasn't really happy about that. But I broke my own rule. And I don't, like, days I work, I don't touch Passy. I don't do anything. But I'm like, she's so close. So got home from work and just tried to chill and flew around, and it was absolutely lovely. It was raining in Pandaria. I have the music on.
Nice.
It rained the whole time. But it's later in the day. There were so many more people there than when, you know, I mean, sleeping in for me is 2 a.m. and that's usually when I play and nobody's around. So many more people. Oh my God, get away from me, people. I'm so terrified of proximity kills. But I just absolutely zenned out, enjoyed the rain, loved the rain sounds.
Was that a pun?
Maybe. Maybe. Okay, yeah, it was. And she hit 90. So my pacifist
Woohoo!
90.
Congrats.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. So where you going? Where you going at 90?
I'm waiting for you, woman. We're not going anywhere till we're both 90. We're doing this together.
I thought, oh, Chris is gonna, you know, she's gonna make him be like, right, leader, we can go over here. All right, I see how it is. We'll tread. Yeah,
we're gonna live together or die together, woman.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. I have no idea at what point we have to move on. I'm guessing it's gonna be 92.
Yeah.
So we'll see whether or not, you know, the ore stands up, since we're still getting a whopping hot 190 for our green tea leaves.
I know. Fantastic, isn't that? Love green tea leaves.
It's so exciting.
Oh,
it's just like
fantastic.
Clear it all. So we'll see how long the XP holds out. I'm guessing, you know, it may be like the other zones, and we might have 2 more precious levels there. And for as terrified as we were to move there, we've, you know, done amazingly well, knock on wood. I'm knocking on my forehead. That we'll find that kind of place in Draenor, and we will go for there.
I think there will be picking our pacifist queen's brain once again. Just giving you a heads up, fair. Just saying. Just, you know, throwing it out there. We'll pick your brain anyway. And obviously 5 and, you know, Zaya. So we'll pick some brains
and picking herbs.
Yeah.
Weeds, all the weeds.
Picking lots of weeds. Absolutely.
Can you do your garrison? Like, does the garrison garden, does that give XP for those weeds? The flowers in your garrison.
Problem is, I don't think you can get the garrison for a pacifist because you've got to kill that mob. Yeah.
That's right.
Passy can't have a garrison. So, no
Yeah,
garrison for a passy. Excellent. Yeah. Kills a lot of mobs, yeah. But you know what? It's amazing. Passy's at 90, Chris. Wow.
We got this.
Wow. It's fantastic. Well done, my friend. I am Super happy for you. I'll just give you a quick breakdown of my week. Obviously, I've had the flu since after the show last week. Something that I did not know with the flu, if you have a flu shot, well, here in Australia, if you have a flu shot, the flu shot only lasts 3 months. Guess who had a flu shot just over 3 months ago and who got the flu again? So, yay. But yeah, I've kind of struggled with basically getting out of bed. So I thought I was going to get to this point, be like, I did nothing because I've been sick, but I did manage to get a couple of things done. So on my Passy, I did get my baby Passy to 37. Can I just say, yay. Can I just say that when you're playing, I call it normal. I can't call it WoW Retail. I don't like that name. It's when I'm playing current as opposed to playing classic. Probably a bad idea to be playing classic. Now, this is going on what you were saying before, Periton. Playing classic right before hopping on the Pacifist. So I should have played the Pacifist first, or the challenge tunes first. So I'm here I've got my Tauren Druid. I'm like, yeah, I've got this handing quest. Yeah, we'll just cut through. We'll cut through Barrens, go into Northern Barrens. I'll get that flight path. Yeah, she'll be right. I'm running along. I've just come out of Durotar because that's where I'm picking weeds and mining ore. Heading to Northern Barrens, I'm running along. I'm not paying any attention to the birds because they're yellow, so I don't care about yellow mobs. I get towards where I'm heading up to the Goblin flight path, and there's a lion. And I'm like, yeah, she'll be right. I'm just going to nick through. They're all grey. I don't need to worry about it. I'm 36. Don't worry. As I've started making my way up the path, my mouse has just gone, the arrow's just gone across just ever so slightly onto the lion. Says its mob is level 37, and I've just gone, whoa! 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 Prowl! Like,
oh jeez.
Like, oh, I swear, and if I'd gone another millimeter, I would have aggroed it. So I don't even know how I did that, but I had completely mental moment, senior moment, brain fart, whatever you want to call it. I was in classic mode of, yeah, I'm in Barrens. Like, I'm at level Barrens. Forgot, no, you're in current. Everything scales later. So yeah. So I'm going to add on to your rule of making sure that no matter what version of WoW you're playing, whether it's classic, whether it's current, please play your challenge tunes first and be very, very aware of which version of the game that you're into. Gave myself heart failure. But anyway, we pulled up, we were okay, we got to 37. So that was really good. Happy about that.
Congrats.
Thank you, slow and steady. It's, on the big girl, I pushed through. She is over halfway through, as I said. So we're getting round I did lots of round heartlands, and I swear that I know every millimeter of Half Hill, Heartlands, and where the nodes are for Ghost Iron ore. So yeah, I think as much as it is very serene, I'm kind of looking forward to when we can move. It's not our Sholazar. It's not Sholazar. I must admit. It's I
No.
miss Sholazar. So yeah. So we will hopefully get finish off the level this coming week. However, I did get some bloods done last night, and my human warlock hit 27, my gnome warlock hit 29, and my light forged Draenei hunter hit 54. So I was super happy with that.
Nice.
We got sometimes you just got to go kill things in game.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Just killing things in game. Love my bloodthirsty. The other thing that I did do also last night or yesterday was in classic is I got my human warlock to level 9. So I got 2 levels on her yesterday, which is fantastic. So it's very slow and steady. Very very slow and steady, but she hit level 9. So I'm so happy about that. All right, what pet does the light forged hunter get? I don't know. I've got a turtle. So I can't remember, Grand Nagus. I changed to a turtle as soon as I could. So yeah, so she's got, I can't remember which turtle I've got. Chino, Java, one of them. Anyway, but yeah, I know that the Kulturin has got the bird of prey. I love that pet. That is a good pet, I tell ya. So yeah. All right. So that's been my week. Didn't kill anyone.
Nice. All 3 of us. None of us had a challenge death, but
High five. High fives.
Nice.
Woo! Excellent. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm presenting. We've got a new bumper.
This is my cue.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's your cue.
It is that time of the show when we discuss the latest news in the world of Warcraft.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
That's very dead serious, which is good because we've got lots of serious things to talk
so
about.
calm
Actually, it
and
was.
prestigious.
I know. It's
That
like
was lovely.
it's like
Well,
bringing the
thanks.
show up
I thought,
a
you know,
notch.
I'm
Thank you.
I'm British. I can't just go screaming. I thought,
Oh, they're gonna hate mine because I am so
No.
No.
Zord.
No. We're gonna
we'll
love
love
it.
yours.
We'll love it. Very
Yeah.
distinguished, so it says. Thank you. Like news at
Thanks,
10,
Oz.
Nobby says. That's good.
Thank you.
All right. A couple things. So there's lots of stuff going on in game at the moment. So first off, Harvest Festival is still on. It finishes on September 17th. Don't forget. And it is also going on in Classic, if you didn't realize. So Harvest Festival is in both games at the moment. Get your foods. There's no buffs on the food, so if you walk up to where the Harvest Festival the table is, you can take some food off the table. So there's jugs and there's fish and boar and fruit and that, and they will stack to 20. So if you need want to go get some free food, there's no buffs on them, that's fine. There is a quest that you can do if you are high enough. It seems to be level 30, seems to be the minimum level in both classic and current WoW. Just remember, if you are a bloodthirsty or on the bloodthirsty team, no questing. So every other challenge toon, if you can pick it up, you can do that quest, so that's fine. So Harvest Festival, still got a couple of days left.
Do we know if the buff food, does it like expire? Like is it like a mage food where if you get out there, or does it stay afterwards?
Going by what I've looked at, it didn't say that it was just for Harvest Festival. You know how a lot of times that you'll pick up something and it'll be requires Harvest Festival, requires Hallow's End or whatever the festival is. This isn't giving anything, and it didn't go out of my bag when I logged off my classic tune, because I did get some on one of my tunes over in classic. It didn't go away. So, yeah, stays in your bag. Hold bank for years, Tiber says. So,
for years. Nice.
So, you know, you can have stacks of 20 and you can get, like, so if you go and get, say, the fruit platter and get a stack of 20 of the fruit platter, and then you want some boar meat, like, as long as you don't have to have just one stack of 20 of a food, it seems you can get some boar meat, you can get the fruit platter, you can get, you know, as long as they're individually a stack of 20. So if that helps
That's
with the challenge
nice.
soon, go.
Yeah, especially
go
classic, right? I
Ex-
mean, I would stock up on it, especially if it doesn't expire. I would
Yeah.
just grab it, loads of it,
yeah.
because food is expensive in classic, so, and water.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, check it out. It may be something that you want to, like you said, stack up on a little bit of stuff just to be on the safe side. Now, the other thing that is coming in a few days is Pirates Day, which is September 19th to the 20th. So it's normally kind of that 1-2 day event. Just remember, you can do the quest. There is normally, now from memory, because I was trying to think back to last year, there is one quest that you can do. There may be a second quest. I had a feeling that I did 2 quests. But don't quote me on that. I think one of the second quest might have come through when you got to a certain point in Stranglethorn. Like you'd done the whole quest chain, and then a second quest had popped up from memory. But again, we're not going to know until it goes live. We don't know if anything's been changed on it, so just be very, very careful. Remember, if you go over there, if you get the buff, take the buff off. Okay, any buffs, get rid of the buffs. And again, no love for bloodthirsties. So whether you're a solo or a team, no love for bloodthirsties. So just remember that one. Once Pirates Day finishes, guess what starts? Drinking. I'm going to hold up my coffee cup, but just pretend it's a mug of ale. There we go. Brewfest. Brewfest starts September 20th and goes through to October 6th. Now, again, all quests are allowed, all right, except for Bloods and Blood teams. Again, no love for the Bloods. Corbin Diabrune is allowed for teams only. Again, we have not had anyone successfully do that. So be interesting to see if any teams can manage to do that. Just, you know, throwing it out there. The Brewfest enthusiast buff is a plus 10% XP. Not allowed, people. Click it off. It happens twice a day. Now, as far as we know, this stuff is still going to turn up this year. Till it goes live, we haven't heard any changes. So just, you know, just be wary. Any buffs, click it off. All right. So yeah, so exciting. There's lots of things that are coming and happening over basically, I'd say, the next month. So with your challenge tunes, there may be things that can give you that little bit of extra XP. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that. And the other thing that we've got is there was an announcement the virtual ticket is being announced soon. Not exactly sure when, but you know, BlizzCon is not that far away, and the virtual ticket for those that aren't going, that want to get the virtual ticket, well, that is coming. Now, my last bit of news for this week is there was some issues with the Spreadshirt store. Excuse me. Just to let you know, all the issues have sorted. Thank goodness. All I can say, it just about tore my hair out. But everything's been sorted, and from the 19th of September to the 23rd of September, you can use for free shipping. The code is SHIP4ME. Let me type it so no one thinks I am
Oh,
saying anything wrong. You can use that code to get free shipping from the store. Okay, so pop over, and if you want some WoW Challenges merchandise, any money raised from that, it all goes towards helping the website. And again, we appreciate all of that. So thank you very much, guys. All right. As for State of the Challenges, now it's a little bit less this week. We've had a hiccup, and Lita has had to make do with the best that she can. So, yay for screenshotting and not updating web pages. Whee! So let's go with what we've got. We're just basically doing the top 5, guys, because things didn't work as it should have worked this week. Periton, can I get you to start off with our irons, please?
Absolutely. So sure, in 5th place, apologies if you were 10th through 6th, but in 5th place, we have Zaya Shabak at 58. Apologies if I butcher any names here as well. So Zaya Shabak at 58.
Nice.
In 4th place, we have Pero Word at 61.
Woo!
Whoever that guy is. Some random guy. We have Krithnia in 3rd place. So well done, Krithnia, at level 61 as well. We have Feraldino at 64.
Right.
So very nice name, yeah. Feraldino at 64 at 2nd place. And then in 1st place this week, we have Iron Dan. So well done, Iron Dan, at level 88. Nicely done, Iron Dan.
Well done. Alrighty. Bloods, Chris, who we got?
Bloods. We have at 46, Renewed Soul. We have at 54, Blood Lita. At 68, I know. We have Soul Fist. At 70, we have Zayabara. And at 74, we have Blood Zord.
Guys, you know,
well done, guys.
How funny is that? It is Nisi, Zort, Zaya, and me.
Right?
So
they're taking over the Bloods.
That is awesome. Well done, guys. All right, Pacifist, go for it, Periton.
Sure. So in 5th place this week on the Pacifists, we have Hazelnut at level 62. In 4th place, which sadly, which I've heard all about this, RIP
Aww.
is Feral. How do you pronounce? You guys probably know. Is it Ferelia?
Ferelia? I think is how I think of it in my brain.
At 72, RIP.
Yeah, DDoS stuff.
Was it one of those?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. It was a bit vicious.
That's so rough.
Sorry, Fair. Hugs, Fair.
In 3rd place, we have 5 Pickledy, which is a wonderful name. So 5 Pickledy at 76. In 2nd place, we have Passive 12. So Passive 12 is 2nd at level 78. And in 1st place this week, I don't know who this is. We have Pacifist at level 90.
Yay!
Well done, you.
Well done, Chris. Whoop, 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 whoop. Booyah. All right. Well done. And Fair, as she said, that was one of those DDoS deaths. And that was her mage. Her mage.
That was the mage as well.
That was the mage.
Oh, jeez.
Her passy mage.
So insane. What a good job, Fair.
Yeah. And Fair was saying, which was really, like, she went and rolled another one, didn't you, Fair? So she went and rolled. She's like, no, go and roll another. She went to roll another passy mage. She made a rogue.
Okay, that part I didn't know yet.
So I had to have a little chuckle because I was like, you know, that's yeah, spaced out on the character screen. She automatically
Autopilot rogue.
Yeah, which is, it had to be absolutely fair. So well done. She's back. You know, this is the strength of people, is something that can really be heart crushingly, you know, hurting. Fez picked herself up, like a lot of us do. Pick yourself up and go again. So again, it's just, she's almost 12. Oh my look, see, another leveling machine. Fair is amazing, people. Fair is amazing.
Seriously.
All right, let's look at our tins for this week. Chris, who have we got, please?
Tins. We only have 2 on the list this week. At level 29, we have Creastus, and at 32, we have Agrothera.
Nice. I think people might be busy doing other things, I would say, this week. Or no one's... Yeah, maybe. All right, greens. Let's have a look at our greens. Peridin, who have we got?
We have, in 5th place, we have Nebrez at level 69. In 4th place, we have Jim Rockford at level 70.
Nice.
In 3rd place, we have, is it Celadon or Caladon? I'm going to say Celadon.
Celadon?
But I don't know. Celadon at level 74. In 2nd place, we have Jan Green. Jan Green at level 87. And then in 1st place this week, we have Farah Verdi, all the way up at 103. 103.
103.
Congrats.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Very nice. Greens have done well this week. Well done. Alrighty. Working man, Chris, who have we got?
Working man. At level 10, we have work. Oh, Peridin, I'm sorry. I need you to read what person who is level 12, please, for me. Could I get a name on level 12?
In 3rd place, at level 12, we have Harry Kane.
Booyah! For everybody really confused, he's the striker for Spurs, and Nobby named him Harry Kane.
Nice.
Because that's our striker for our football team.
Love it. That's
at
awesome.
29, we have Krisney? Krisnia?
Sure.
Krisney. We're going with that one.
Krisney?
Sure,
Yeah.
why not? And if I don't butcher it, I'm doing it wrong. At level 49, Farastella. Great job. 49.
Well done, Fair. Nice. She's been busy. She has been busy. All right.
Fair is a leveling machine.
I know, right? Just like, hey, crazy. And here I am, like, over here, just be like, shiny. Okay. Focus leader. All right. Iron teams. Periton. You're all to you, sir. Go for the teams. What have we got this week?
Thank you. We only have a couple. So in 2nd place on the Iron teams this week at level 18 is Criplord. So well done to Criplord. And in 1st place this week, I think we know who these guys are. We have Team Puppet Rides Again. Up at level 69.
Woo!
So congrats, guys.
Great job.
Nice one, guys. That's fantastic. They're doing so well. Congratulations, Nisi and Zorts. Well done. All right. So
Very nice.
We have got blood teams.
No blood teams
No blood
this
teams.
week.
Taco.
Unfortunately, no.
Taco and 5 must be busy, I'd say.
Classic,
So,
probably.
maybe,
Yeah.
exactly. Or real life. All right. Green teams. Who have we got?
And yeah, we have a single green team. So congratulations to Tall and Small at level 60. So well done, Tall and Small.
Well done. That's Seffi.
Well done.
Yay,
his
Seffi.
team. So fantastic.
Oh, go Seffi.
Yeah, still going, still plodding on. 60. Well done. All right. So it's been a pretty decent week, but obviously there's been a couple of rough ones. So commiserations to anyone that we did lose this week. And again, congratulations to everyone, whether you're continuing your challenge adventures or re-rolling a new tune. We do appreciate it. Okay, it's that time. Chris?
Okay, since we can't have Zortz's bumper because it's not working at the moment, you get Chris's very poor rendition in tribute to our beloved Zortz. Ready?
Yep.
Hey, yo! It's...
Cut out. You're gonna have to do it again.
It
cut out.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
No,
Throat
yeah.
left.
Go on. You gotta do it again.
No throat left. Ew, I woke the dead with that.
You gotta do it again.
Sorts does love it. You know what?
Oh
I could just totally click. Hang on, where are we at? I'm gonna say 140, 139.
That was like my best metal scream. I mean, I am a metalhead, people. That was amazing, Zortz. I love you dearly. I just gave up my entire vocal box.
I love it. I love it. I think I'll just have to clip the scream because I think that is fantastic. I would just use that. Nice.
I haven't done that in a long time.
Nice. Anyway, okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Rest the voice for a moment. We will, we will go into chit chat. So here we are. We are at. This is where you can send in your tips, your tricks, your questions, your jokes, your puns. And as we always like to start chit chat, because you know it's not really a chit chat without starting it off with, and I'm still waiting for his bumper, Azzy. Just saying, because I will get these bumpers worked one of these days. Anyway, Peryton, I haven't read it. I've just put it in there, so please do it whatever justice that it needs to, please, Peryton. This is from Azzy. What is it this week, please?
Of course. And I am no stranger to puns myself, so from one to another, I appreciate this, of course. So here we go, Azzy. I hope I do it justice. So what did one DNA say to the other DNA?
I don't know.
Do these genes make me look fat? Do these jeans make me look fat?
Oh, God, I Norded again. I Norded the first time I read this. Azzy, I loved it. I loved it. I Norded when I read it.
So glad. That was good. That was good, Azzy. That was good. Thank you. We like the good ones, Azzy. We appreciate that. Don't know if he's still in the chat room, but very, very good. Yes. All right. Okay, Chris, how's the vocal cords? You okay, or do you want me to take this? You're okay?
Let's roll. Why not? We're good.
All right. Can you take the next one, please?
From TM41. Is there an add-on that removes buffs for Classic? Is there a list of add-ons you can use, or are all add-ons blocked? Nisi answered part 1 for him and said none that we know of, and not sure we would allow it if there is or was. This is part of the challenge and something you need to keep on top of. As long as you remove them ASAP, you'll be fine. And then Brittle answered part 2 and said, most add-ons are allowed as long as they don't automate anything for you. Or such key thing is no gear better than gray or white, no potions, elixirs, no talents, no grouping. I'm going to add no dying, etc.
Exactly. So there are add-ons obviously out there that you don't touch, but anything that's going to automate things for you, then, you know, which means that you're standing back like a farmer and doing nothing, then absolutely no. But things that can help, like, just people have auctionator, bar stuff, like whatever, those stuff is okay. As for add-ons that remove buffs, etc., whether it is classic or current, again, that's an automate thing. It's something that you as a player needs to be aware of and need to be on top of. And I tell you, I must admit, in classic, they like buffing you left, right, and center. So which is lovely. But again, you know, as I'm running from Elwynn Forest to Stormwind, I've got, like, you know, everyone's buffing me every like 5 meters, and it's like, thanks guys, no, thanks guys, right click, thanks guys, right click. So it's just something that's part of it. You've got to get used to or get away from people. So thank you for that. And Nisi and Brittle, thank you for your answers. All right, Periton, for you, please.
Sure. We have a question here from Rubes, who asks, no potions, elixirs, or flasks, but what do they think? I assume they mean meaning the community WoW challenges, you guys. What do they think about scrolls of strength, etc.? So Nisi, thank you once again. Nisi says that would be considered a buff outside of your spellbook and therefore not allowed. So if it is part of your spells, part of your class's abilities, i.e. a personal buff, then that's absolutely fine. For example, a Scroll of Fortitude would not be allowed, because that is not something that is class specific, whereas Power Word Fortitude is a priest-specific ability and casting it on yourself, so therefore it is fine.
Yep, absolutely. And that is something that is getting sorted out with the rules. Obviously, as people may or may not be aware, API has not been made current or anything for Classic as of yet. We're still waiting. And it's one of those, we've got to be patient. I must admit, Lita is not a very patient person at times. And whether we get API access for Classic is still waiting. So fingers crossed, but anything, you know, we're still going on the formula. There are Iron Classic rules that are a basic rendition of, you know, of an Iron Man way back when. So utilize and go from those if you want to run an Iron Man in Classic. And that will again be subjective to if we get the API and what things are going to be allowed. There may be modified on rules if we do get API access. So just remember the usual: no elixirs, no potions, no flasks, no scrolls. That is the extra, you know, part to that. So so yeah, but good question. Thank you for that. We do appreciate it. All right, Chris, what have we got next, please?
I'm kind of seeing a theme with all of these questions this week, because from Mr. Macman65, question about weapons buffs such as sharpening stones. Are they allowed? No. How is it any different than adding something to improve fishing skill for a passive? Not allowed either. Hard no, hard pass on both.
Because again, you're adding something onto that's not part of your spell.
Alida, your audio has been cutting in and out for me like the last 5 or so minutes.
Oh.
I don't know if it's just me, but it's been cutting in and out.
Nope, I was just about ready to tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems a bit weird. Everything seems to be okay on this side. Chat room, can you hear me? Okay. You know what? The good thing about it is on my recording, by rights, it should come through. No, CFS says, so obviously maybe it's just Discord on
Interesting.
yeah. So
perfect. At least they can hear.
If I have got an audience no matter what. That's good.
Booyah.
Booyah. All right. So again, so thank you for the questions, but again, anything that is adding onto that is not part of your spells, not part of your arsenal, no. So yeah, definitely if you're fishing, No lures. None whatsoever. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to take the next one. So this is from Dark.
Can I just cut in there?
Yes,
One quick
sure.
question. Well,
Sure.
it's more like an add-on, I suppose, to the weapon buff
Yep.
thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys can enlighten me. But because it's part of their class and therefore I assume allowed, isn't like if you're a a Death Knight, you can use their runic stuff on their weapons, right? That's the only exception. Is if you're a Death Knight, then you can use that. But otherwise, no external stuff if it's class specific.
Yeah. So sharpening stone is that blacksmithing or engineering? One of them. So that comes from the external factor. So even if you're, say, doing working man, you can pick up professions, which that part's fine. But if you make something from the profession that's going to go against the basic rules, which is, again, as say if I was a tailor as a working man, which means I can make green gear. As a working man, I can't wear green gear. So I cannot wear what I've made. All right. So that part of it is where that comes from. If though, as a warlock, I can make health stones, I can utilize my health stone if I get into trouble. The same as a priest, you've got healing spells, that kind of thing. Okay. And like you said, with power word fortitude, you know, being able to heal yourself, renew, and all of those kinds of things. But when it is outside an external factor, then that within itself is not allowed. So does that help, that answer for you, Periton?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I was almost sure about the Death Knight and their runic system. I'm sure that was fine. I double check because I've never played a Demon Hunter on it. Why do I keep saying that? A Death Knight on a challenge. Goodness. Yeah, a Death Knight.
Rogue
so
poisons are fine. Yes. Rogues are different. You can poison your weapons. Rogue is definitely a little bit different. Okay, let's talk about Dark Lloyd Taco says, for classic WoW Bloodthirsty, is green gear allowed? I am assuming class quests are okay. And class quests to get spells. So, Nisi did answer this one. Again, thank you always to the team of mods, especially Nisi. With being sick, I've not seen very much of anything this week. So again, thank you guys for looking after this. Nisi. Heart you. So Nisi says, as of right now, we do not have a rule set in place for classic Bloodthirsty. We are slowly working on something, which we are. Green gear, as of right now, won't be allowed for classic blood. Retail bloods were only allowed green gear when Legion came in. That's right. It's only been here for the last 2 expansions. We are looking at class quests. It has not been determined which class quests would be allowed yet. Depends on the API and what that is showing us and when or if we get access to it. However, any class quests that involve killing bosses in a dungeon would be off the table. Okay? Because, again, going into a dungeon and killing bosses has always been something that's not allowed and factor. So just taking a quick step back for a moment. So Bloodthirsty started back in 2015, which from memory was a push from 5, and it was called Grinder back then. So we will be taking the basic Grinder rules for it and just tweaking it a little bit. But as of at the moment, the way I am running my classic Bloodthirsty is there is no green gear, and the only quest that I am doing is my Warlock class quest, because obviously if I don't do a quest, I'm not going to get my demons, and that is how I'm running it at the moment. Okay, anything outside of that, I am not touching with a 10-foot pole. Whether it means if we get API access and I'm going to get myself red flagged, we will have to wait and see. But this is the basis of what I'm taking it from, is the grinder rules from back then. So we will do the same thing for hunters. Yes. If you're doing bloodthirsty, if it is class specific, at the moment we're going to allow them. But again, it's one of those hard things, guys, and I'm sorry I can't give you a hard and fast rule on it, because API, it's so huge. I don't know if you guys realize it, because it's all data. It's all the data for everything that pertains to your quests, your characters, your gear, everything within the game. And that's like, when you start to think about what's in the game, it's a pretty damn big thing. Even, you know, pulling back to classic with the game as what it is. So there is a lot involved. So we just gotta, again, fingers crossed that Blizzard will announce and say, yes, you can have API access here. Go for it, do what you need, and then we can set everything up to properly. Otherwise, if it's not there, it's going to be more a personal challenge, and it's up to you as to, I suppose, what rules and how you want to run your challenge turn. But we will have a basis of rules for each challenge, and, you know, some people like to follow that, and other people like to make their own sets of rules. And, you know, being a personal challenge, up to you what you want to do. So again, it's a wait and see, which is slightly a little frustrating for not so patient leader. so we will see. All right, other than that, anything from the chat room, guys? Anything that we need to bring up? What have we got?
I was thinking we could, I don't know if it necessarily, in fact, I'm sure, directly affect the challenges per se, but didn't they introduce, maybe this should have been touched on in the news, the whole recruiter friend stuff? How do you feel about, like, the longer you go, the more rewards you get?
Recruit.
Like, did you see that?
I must admit, I've not had. I did hear that they had released the information in my flu delusional state. I've not fully, I must admit, it was something I completely forgot about. So is it up and running, or it's coming?
It's coming in 8.2.5.
Okay. And
it's not just exclusive to one friend either. You can recruit, I think it's like even up to 10 people. But how it works now is, previously you would get the mount to the I guess the second, or if they got 3 months worth of game time or whatever it was. But now the longer your friends, and it can, if you have one friend who plays for a month and you have another friend who plays for 4, all the way up to a year's worth of WoW time accumulated, you earn additional things, so pets and transmogs and mounts and stuff like that, the longer your friends stay in. Which I thought was interesting.
Interesting. Have they said whether they will be doing the XP advantage for RAF leveling?
I don't know if they mentioned it. I would assume they would have an XP boost associated. I think they have up until this point, all of them. So it'd be strange, yeah.
Okay.
It would have been strange if they'd removed it. So I assume that you can't take advantage, obviously, of that on the challenge turns.
So basically, any RAF stuff has always been a no-go anyway. Obviously, if you get a friend into playing a tune, and you know, you decide to do an iron team or a blood team or whichever, again, the buff stuff that comes from that is not allowed. So any RAF stuff, like if you can RAF someone in, and that's cool, or RAF yourself, or whatever it's going to, because you want the gonna mounts, pets, transmog stuff, like there's all sorts of different things. But as for challenge wise, yeah, RAF, the RAF ability with the bonus of XP and leveling, that kind of stuff, definitely not allowed with challenge tunes. So but it is exciting to think that they've revamped it in such a different scope to what I actually thought that they would do. So damn you, Blizzard. Damn you.
I know, because I really want, wait till you see them. I really want the pet. I think the pet's the little monkey, and there's a neat mount.
It's a monkey.
Yeah.
Damn you. I don't need another account.
Right.
You know what's going to happen. Damn you, Blizzard. Okay, but thank you, Blizzard, but damn you. So, yeah, so hopefully that answers the question, Peridin, for that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But again, it's good to know when it is coming. 8.2.5, I should say, is coming, which is interesting. Transmog backpack. Grand Nagus, you are not helping with, you know, don't tell me. I don't need another account, people. Mind you, I wonder if I could multi-box 3 bloodthirsty. Anyway, shiny. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back to it. Sorry. Focus. Exactly. All right. So, anything else? No pet quests are required to go into dungeons. Neither hunters or warlocks. So, by that standards, both classes can get their pets. Exactly. So, again, for classic, you know, there's a lot of things. So, if you're want to tread for running, you know, a classic tune, strip it, again, all I can say, strip it down to absolute bare basics and what you can do. Pick up your class quests only if you're doing a bloodthirsty, and see how you go. Or wait, I'm just trying to bloodthirsty because I gotta kill stuff. Like, it's just what I gotta do. I'm holding off on an iron at the moment to see. But for those out there, I did notice our highest iron that I am aware of in Classic is 22 on a priest. So we will see. So we've got, someone's made it over 20. I know the rough goings in the mid to late 20s has been rough for quite of the challenges trying Classic. So it took, yeah, we will see. It took him 60 hours to get there. Really? Wouldn't surprise. It's very slow going. All right. I think we've covered most things, so I think we can do our wrap up. So thank yous. I'm gonna throw this over to Chris. Can you do our Iron Elites, please, for me?
Absolutely. From the bottom of our heart, thank you to all the Iron Elites. Without you, much of this would not be possible. We have Two Shanks, Alejandros, Azilan, Chupa, Crash Landing 99. Oh, yeah, that hurts. Dave the Hunter, Dino, Execute, LB, Fair, 5 Iron, Frasley, Sparkspan, Gazton, Grand Negus, Grim, Introvert, Genius, Layla, Lisanne, Mr. Bright 01, Mrs. Rakuru, Miss Miggy, Never Died, Nisi, Oh Canada, well, that wasn't too bad, Onyx Hammer, You have to scroll down. Periton, Rude de Bruin, Stir, Stone, Swing Cat, Delani, Tiber, aka Tiber, Toasty, Tula Barden, Turwinkle, Two Frog, Ulminia. Oh, I'm gonna kill this one. Una Methyl. I really got to learn how to say that one because I kill it every time. Wymina, Azaya, and Zort.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to our Iron Elites. And don't forget, if you are an Iron Elite, being in the Discord channel for WoW Challenges, there are some interesting things going on over there that only the Iron Elites get to see, which has to do with the new website. So yeah, all support is greatly appreciated, but certainly if that isn't a little enticing factor, then come on over and be an Iron Elite. We do appreciate that. So again, thank you all for your support. Now, from myself and from Stir, we always greatly appreciate our mods for not only the things that you do in the Discord, here on Twitch, everything you do. So I have to say, Awesome Trousers, Boz, Fair, Chris, Zaya, Zorts, and especially Nisi, thank you so much for making Stirs and my life that little bit easy. We really do. Heart you guys, really appreciate it. Thanks as always to Alminia. I will get back to you. I think he's in the chat room. Alminia, I will get back to you once the show is done, find out what's going on with some stuff. So thank you for all you do. It is greatly appreciated. And I've always just have to have a thank you to Stone as well, that even though he's not here with me in the show, he still does stuff behind the scenes, and he helps me immensely in things, audios, and you know, just helps me. So as always, I want to say a shout out to Stone, because he is greatly appreciated by us as a community, as well as everything that he has done and continues to do. So thank you to everyone in the Twitch channel. Thanks guys for coming to hang out and to listen to these two fantastic people. One, my co-host Chris, who is amazing, so thank you. But also to our special guest Periton, who again with so many words of wisdom. Thank you, chat room, for hanging out with these two wonderful people. So thank you for that. Other than that, we will be back next week, which will be Saturday, September 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern. Another special guest, we will be talking to Two Shanks. Two Shanks was the winner of our priest contest. He's going to come and have a chat with us. Super excited to find out how his journey for the priest contest went. So looking forward to that. Again, Periton, again, I curtsy, I bow my head. Thank you so much for joining us, because I know it is super late. Good morning. Can I say?
Thank you. It's my... Thank you.
Oh, you are most welcome.
Thank you.
We love catching up with you. Honestly, like, I could sit here and continue to chat with you, and I wish I had more time that we could hang out at like a decent Australian time, because I love hanging out with you. But thank you for doing this for us as a community today. So can you please tell everyone where they can find you, where they can get in contact with you, where they can see you, please?
Definitely. So probably the best way to get in touch with me is directly, at least is via Discord. So I'm in your guys in the WoW Challenges Discord. So I'm there just as Periton. You'll see me, you'll see the Murloc. So that's the best way to get hold of me. But otherwise, you can find me streaming over at twitch.tv/Peryton. Everything's with just Peryton, so twitch.tv/Peryton with a 0. And my Twitter, if you want to follow me on Twitter, is just at Peryton.
Nice.
So those 3 places.
Thank you. And we will have all that information up on the website, which is at wowchallenges.com. And you will also find all the information for our Discord, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube channel. So we'll have that up there with the episode. Don't forget, because this is a podcast. Technically, this is a podcast. You can go and download the episodes over at Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher Radio. If you would like to share any of your puns, your jokes, your questions, your tips, or your tricks, please send through an email to podcast@wowchallenges.com. I have to say, I do appreciate the wonderful level of spam email that I get on a weekly basis from people that want to help better the website. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate those emails. It's nice to get some emails, but I am certainly more open to the emails asking questions or telling some jokes or some tips and tricks. So yes, send it over to podcast@wowchallenges.com. Now, my sister from another mother, Chris, where can we find you, my dear?
You can find me on Twitter at It's Chris W, which is pretty much the only time I ever use it is if I ding and to like everybody else's dings and tweets and go Spurs. Other than that, I am mainly in 2 Discords, which would be WoW Challenges and then also Peryton's. And then other than that, just pretty much hanging out in other people's streams. So that's it.
Nice. Thank you. All right, and don't forget, words are hard, obviously.
Words are hard.
I've run out of coffee. This is why words are hard.
That's a 911.
I know. All right, don't forget, you can find me over on Twitter at LeetaWow, which is LEETAWOW, and you can check out Adventures in Azeroth and Behind the Avatar. Now, the last thing I want to say, which I'm going to get the lovely Chris to do our final thank yous. I don't know if you guys noticed, did have a new intro this week. Did you notice?
Oh.
It was new. So thank you in particular to this wonderful person for doing that. But Chris, can you throw out the final thank yous for me, please?
Absolutely. The old intro, the new intro. None of this would be possible without a big thank you to Marconin on intro. You can find him at Marconin Wow. That's MarCononWow. And then also a big thank you to Epic Insanity for our outro. And that is at Epic_Insanity. You'll find him on Twitter and Frozen Nerds and the BlizzCon podcast.
Thank you so much. And again, to awesome friends of the shows, very thankful for these guys for helping us out. And I always like to have a shout out to them. Alrighty, I was going to say Tweeties, which we're not on Twitter. Alrighty, Twitchies. Maybe we can be Twitchies. Everyone, thank you, chat room, for hanging out again. To Chris and Peryton, guys, thank you so much for hanging with me. We appreciate it. Good luck, Peryton, on your priest. We wish you miles and miles of success on everything that you do, and Chris, on your little girls, your work, and to Pacifist. And again, chat room, everyone, take it easy, have a great week, stay safe both in and out of game, and we will catch you next week. Say bye bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for being here. Bye.
The WoW Challenges podcast is a World of Warcraft gaming podcast. Produced by Stone and Lita, copyright 2019.
Portions of this podcast belong entirely to Blizzard Entertainment. The music used for the show belongs to Kevin MacLeod, and you can find his great stuff at incomputech.com. No copyright infringement is intended.
All right, we're going to cut that off short because that'll get edited anyway. All right, guess what? I'm sure the chat room has got some titles for you, but I'm going to hit you with mine, Periton. Okay. The first one came from Stir very early on, and it was hindsight is a wonderful thing. So that was the first one. The one I came up with then a bit later was Do As I Say.
Yes.
And,
Well,
yeah, it was kind of like Do As I Say, and then I thought maybe we can manage it with ... Yep. And the other one I've got is Vendor on Your Mount. So that's what I've come up with. So let's see what the chat room, staying alive, no hostess. Are you going with it? Are you going with it, Grand Nagus? I'm not sure. Are you going with it?
I know what he's at.
Okay, all
What
right.
he's hinting at. It's like in response to his amazing podcast that he was on when he named his a certain thing. He wants me to counter it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, soup is a...
Okay, all right. Yep. Look, hey, your floor is yours. You tell me what you would like, and you can have whatever, as long as it's not offensive, which I know it wouldn't be. But whatever you would like, my dear, go for it. You tell me.
I think I'll let Grand Nagus have this one. So I'll go with, I don't know. I'll let Chris decide.
Do as I say, ... Oh my God!
Do you
yes.
think?
Yeah.
Like I was leaning more towards hindsight is a one, because I say hindsight is a wonderful thing like all the time.
That is so true. But all I can think of is all the times you're like, do as I say, and you're like, up.
Not as I do. No, I don't stop there. I don't say just do as I say and don't do the rest.
Okay, yep. Because you know what? As a show title, they're not gonna know what's behind it. I agree. Go the other.
Hindsight.
Go hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing. Yep.
A wonderful.
Yeah, because the other one, they're not gonna know.
Okay, got it. That should work.
Howdy.
I think he's got pouty face. Somebody's got pouty face.
You should be happy.
Hey, I'm happy it's not going to say soup is a snack because that would be an outright utter lie. Soup is a meal and will not have soup as a snack.
I can tell you, my mum loves soup. She is like a soup enthusiast is my mother. So she would totally be in the soup as a meal camp.
See? Listen to Mum.
Yeah. Soup is what you make it to be. Thanks, Nisi. Appreciate that.
Oh, the Nords.
Oh, all right. I think we will cut the stream because I know it is super, super early for Periton. So everybody say thank you and bye to Periton, and I'm going to cut the stream.
Thank you, guys. Thanks again. See you soon.